Usually I'm the person who's very quick to be like, everything is art. Question is, Snowflake Dog and Bun Bun. I'm like, I don't know, is it not fair to call this art? They went through so much character growth. I like the little comedic motifs of how whenever they start running, they actually move further in the opposite direction. Let's have a little rest. Okay. Like, when I look at this video, I'm like, is this art or is this play? Maybe the further question from that is like, why does it matter if it's art or not? I like the conversations that contextualizing something as art prompts you to have. This could just be like a random slop YouTube video, but if we frame it as art, then it almost frames the conversation around like, oh, okay, well, what's effective about it? It makes us analyze our emotions as though it were a discipline, which is interesting. Maybe I just want to call it art, because if I don't call it art, then I can't have these conversations. No, Bun Bun. Bun Bun, look out! The car! I sat there and I tried not to laugh because this is somebody's sincere expression. And then I said fancy words and extruded metaphors from it that probably weren't there. That's profound because like they don't know what heaven looks like, so it's just a missing image picture. But not forget all that, because like the truth is I was watching this and I was like, how can you make something so poignant using Kinney Master? I guess when you start to treat art with a certain self-seriousness, it puts a restriction on your ability to create it. The tools are rudimentary, but with that, you create something that shocks you. You know how like artists usually like release singles to like hype up an album? Recently, Jane Remover came out with a new album called Revenge Seekers, but the music they were releasing was not for the album that was coming out. I was listening to Magic, I was listening to Dream Sequence, and then they dropped the album, and it's like not that vibe at all.
The scrapped album, like, it's really good and I love it a lot, and it would probably do just as well, if not better. But it's just like, people wouldn't be talking like that.
Okay, so this interview came out after Jane dropped Revenge Seekers, but before she dropped the Heart EP, which the Heart EP is the one that has the songs that she's referring to as the scrapped album. But all the commentary you're hearing in this video, I recorded shortly after Revenge Seekers dropped. And so what I'm talking about is the crazy freaking whiplash of hearing the Heart EP songs and then being hit with the Revenge Seekers album. An album which was a remix of the other album that had not even come out yet and we'd only heard as singles. Even how it was released evoked a very strong reaction in me. You know, in the same way as when freaking this character says, should I kill myself? That shit's raw.
I'm giving myself such little time to make 2 albums. And I feel like this is my best shit. Everything I did pre-teen week, I made it in literally a day, put it out the same day.
There's something to be said about the spontaneity of something. Like when I was a kid making Club Penguin videos, certain threads of story would just like happen comedically quick, and then other ones would be painstakingly long. In another video, there were some scenes where like the little cutouts were just like running over the course of like 15 or 20 seconds. Why is it that every time somebody says run, they move as slow as possible? And it's something that's hard to re-replicate with all your learned preconceptions of what art ought to be. Like they needed to commit this thought in their brain into some kind of art object in order to hold it and observe it, because if they didn't, there'd be a snowflake dog sized pain in their chest. I wish I could understand like what my thought process was when creating art like that before I thought about it as art. Was it genuinely just that I was having fun making a thing and then I got bored and acted so quickly that I just jumped the scene and went to the next exciting thing? Or was it a labor in the moment too? I'm asking, is making Snowflake Dog and Bun Bun a difficult thing to do? Or I'm him. Because like, yeah, maybe you have the motor controls to click the buttons in the right order that created Snowflake Dog and Bun Bun, but do you have the vulnerability to manifest something so raw from your brain? I think you can, by the way. That's why I'm saying this. And if it's one of those thoughts that you like have to express lest it nags at you forever, it's just like the pain of not expressing this is more than the effort I have to go through to make it real. Nothing could stop this from existing. It bursted violently from the mind of Zelda kissed Link on YouTube. It's like appealing to imagine that there's like an art making version of yourself that is so pure and uninfluenced by the world that they just create things like this and don't care. That's also what a medium like this video might do, creates the stage for you to consider it as art. And if it doesn't do that, then at the very least it's funny that I'm reacting so heavily to something as silly as this. Guess we don't react videos now. The truth seeps out through the comedy. You do something that's absurd and ridiculous and you're like, haha, isn't this funny? And then you keep doing it. It's like, is it still funny? Is it still funny? Yeah, that freaking moment when they go to get snacks and then like the beat drops right as they snap into that run pose. With the music too, God. It's intense, it's visceral. We're putting so much emphasis on this moment and it's like, ugh, why does the story care about this moment so much? You know, why is the beat dropping here? Why here? This feels strange. This feels uncanny. It's so bold that you may even feel inclined to cringe at it. When things fall randomly into place, like when the visual on screen just like slightly changes while you're talking, you can trick yourself into thinking like maybe that was just an unintentional manifestation of this video, as opposed to if something cuts right on the words. That's maybe what's embarrassing about it, is that you can read the intentionality so distinctly. And especially in a voluntary medium, it's vulnerable to be perceived doing anything. It can take such a precise effort to make something feel so careless. And so when I'm watching media that's like considered like outsider art, it feels unintentional and yet things work. It's like when I see a cool piece of art and then I'm like, wow, that's like so simple and effective. I should just make art like that. And then I try to make it and I'm like, oh, really underestimated how much control went into making this look good. And that's like the fricked up part, because when you make something that's like messy and gnarly in a way where people can tell you were like throwing a lot of effort at it, that's actually when you're getting closest to achieving something that feels deceptively effortless. That's my theory anyways. The genius masterpieces look like they're not even trying. Snowflake Dog and Bun Bun does not seem like it's trying hard. Even though in reality this is like really difficult for a kid to make and they should feel proud of themselves. And yet it is expressing so succinctly. It pulls off things that I feel like I could not pull off in 100 years. Keyword here being 100 years, because the hell are you going to do with 100 years? Like, make it quicker. Give yourself a day.